So this is the clutch totally disassembled for the DKW 350 SB. I washed the plates, not taken out the cork. This is to, I want to inspect it first, and also order the new cork and see if it fits before I destroy this one. 3 clutch plates with cork, 2 different kinds of cork, small ones and big ones, and there are 20 small ones and 20 big ones in each plate. And you have also a clutch plate in the main assembly, which is fixed. So in total 4 clutch plates. So you need 80 big corks and 80 small corks to do a full replacement of the clutch. And some of the plates, I'll show you the assembly when we are ready to do that, and the order of the assembly. Some inspection. The pressure plates, they are supposed to be nice and not with scoring. Any type of scoring in these plates will, of course, eat up the cork. So every time you release the clutch, it will have some kind of movement before it the pressure plates kicks in. And then you will actually you will eat up the cork if you have any dents in here or any scorings. As you can see here, I don't know if it's possible to see, but since this bike has been standing for about we guess maybe 50 years still, we can see the cork marks here in the pressure plates, and there has been some corrosion here. There are some pits in the plate, so I'm not of course scoring is worse, but pits is not optimal, but still it is what it is. I think it's not so much, so if we do some sanding here first on this place to take off any high dents, just to see that it's even, I think this can be saved. We also check if it's level. We can inspect all the plates to see it. It's pretty much the same. There are some pits then because of corrosion, rust. And I have vapor blasted this, so taking off any like loose materials. So in the optimal situation we would change these plates, but it's an old bike, and I think actually this will work. You can check the level of this, if it's even. If this is bent, it has to be changed. Here we have the roller bearing inside, so here I also do an inspection of the where the bolts are hitting the walls here, and this seems very good. And also here's the opposite side. This also is good, and the balls are also inspected, and those are good. What's not good is the Woodruff key. This have got some beating. This will make the clutch a little loose on the axle, so this is something we want to change. There are some locking plates, pretty torn up. So this I have ordered a new. Of course, this is something you also can make yourself, but it was available online. So let's see here. Here we've got new ones. So this I will change. I got both of the Woodruff keys and the locking plate, which is a little bit different, I can see. So this is probably from another model, so we have to do some kind of modification here. Maybe I have to see when we assemble it and we have a look at them. Here this seems actually pretty much the same, I guess. Yeah, this was looking like that before. What I see now is that the Woodruff key, that's not the same. So here we will get a little problem. This won't work, so we have to actually get a new Woodruff key. I do a double check on this and see maybe this is for something else. I guess this is on the shaft axle, not on the clutch. That means I need to get a new Woodruff key for the clutch. I think that should be fairly easy to get here in the local hardware shop. Ordered a new complete set of corks. One bag with the big size, that's the outer corks, and one bag with the small size, which is the inner cork. I have counted them. It's exactly 80 in each bag, and that's exactly what I need. I have seen a video on YouTube where they are actually cutting the cork in two. That made me wonder if that's the idea is actually to cut it in two and install it, but the book says a minimum width of the clutch is 3 millimeters, and then it should be changed, which now the plate is 2, and if we say if it's 3 millimeter each, it's 6, then it's 9, and here I have 4. This is worn out for sure, and if you want 3 millimeter on each side, it's 3, 6, and this was 7, 8, and this one is 12.2, so 8, 12.2 is 4.2 millimeters of wear, which means it's 2.1 millimeter on each side in wear clearance. That seems reasonable, I think. So this cork set here, I guess it's not supposed to split in half. This is in correct size. You have to boil them in order to install them. Boil them for half an hour, it says, and then install them in the clutch plate fairly even, and when that's done I'll dry it and I will sand down the plate so I know that every cork, and we take down the high spots of the cork so it's even. If that's not done, for sure the clutch will wear out pretty fast. There will be a challenge in here. This cannot be sanded on a plate, so I need to figure out some way to take this down. I guess this side can be done with a disc because there is no much lip here. This side cannot be done with a disc because here we have a lip, and yeah, the lip is about 8.5 millimeter. So here we need to figure out some other way to do it. That we do later. The book says that you should check your springs. It does not say what kind of tension we are looking for here in the spring. It says that the springs should be even, tight and even. We take one spring and figure out and say that that's the reference spring, we set a millimeter press on it, and we read off the kilograms of pressure we can have on the spring, and then we check all of them. And of course this, I think this, it seems fairly tight. I don't think we have any problems here. They are not loose, sloppy, nothing. But okay, then we have at least checked it. Yeah, so other than that, I have checked the level of these pins, and those are okay. So what we need to do with the clutch here, we need to replace these lock plates that we have. We need to get a new woodruff key. We need new cork. We need to do some level sanding on the plates just to make sure there are no high spots here. Yeah, so let's start with the springs. We have this Rimac spring tester where we can test all kinds of springs and their pressure. Since we don't have any spec in the book here, it only says that the spring pressure should be even. If they're not even, replace the springs. So we take one spring, doesn't matter which one, and we make that the reference spring. I put it here, and first I need to decide how much pressure should I, or how much should I push it down before I read the pressure, and I should decide upon that just before I push it all the way to the bottom, because then here, so 2, and then I can decide that I will push it down to 20 millimeters and then read off the pressure. If I do the same on all the springs, I will get the reading. This is the red one is the reading, the guide, and then I can put that there, and that will follow the reading. So I take it to 2. There. And that's exactly 75 pounds. Let me see, kilograms, it's about 30 kilograms. Then check number 2. So the 20 millimeters, it's about 30 kilograms. There. Just a hair lower, but pretty much the same. Exactly the same, 30. Yeah, exactly the same. So then we know that all 4 clutch springs are like almost 100% identical. They are tight and hard, so I call this good. We reuse the clutch springs. There's nothing wrong with them. That's good. Now we just pop out all the cork in the plates. So then we have taken out all the corks. Quite much grease on this, so before we do anything more, I want to wash this thoroughly. Just put it in the parts washer and clean it up, and then we come back and inspect them when we have cleaned it. Then we have washed the clutch plates after taking out the corks. So a little bit rust corrosion. The basket, yeah, the same, a little bit rust. So yeah, we have to decide We have checked the tooth on the wheel here, and this seems extremely good. No wear at all. No scorings, nothing. So this is very good, and we have to decide whether to do something about the rust or just leave it, because yeah, it will. I think we will put it in the vapor blaster once more after taking out the cork now, and do one more round in the vapor blaster. Then it will be perfect. Now I will just do a slight with some brushing with some sandpaper on. This is a true plate. This is completely true. Put sandpaper up on here, and just to check that everything is level. There's no point grinding down this, because this is not in contact with anything. This is where the cork is, but I do it just to check that it's even. For this I can just use a P800 wet sandpaper. Like that. Put some water on it. Now just to check that this is level. There's no. This you can also light it up on and check whether it's making any movement. It seems very, very good. Just take out some of the rust. Be okay. Same straight this one as well. So now this is probably the most important, that we take off any high spots in the pressure plates. Can't feel anything at all. Do like this. There's no high spots here, so only pittings from the rust. Which actually, if you had to do something about that, we have to put it in the lathe and then take it down, but I'm not sure if that's a very, very smart idea. Any high spots would have been visible here now. We would have felt that, so this is okay. Do the same here. Takes even around everywhere. There are there's a lot of pittings here, but no, it's not deep. So ideally, of course, new plates is the best, but yeah, this is what we got, and then I think actually this will work well anyway. Again, we are not looking at making the plates new, just take off any possible high spots on the pressure plates. Then what we do next, we have to boil the cork 30 minutes. I decided to glass bead the plates for the cork and the pressure plates to get off any excess rust that was there. Not much, but yeah. Now the corks are boiling. They will boil for half an hour. I start with the inner circle of the corks, the small ones. And while we are waiting for the corks to soak in the boiling water, we can dry mount the clutch just to see that everything fits. If there's anything we need to do more, it's better to do it now before we put the cork in the clutch. So start up with the clutch basket. The back side is the small side of the clutch. This is what's going towards the engine. And here we will put corks in, so we need a pressure plate on this side. And the correct pressure plate here is this one. And this you'll have to put like that. There. This is the part that goes to the engine. So we need a clutch plate with corks here, like that. And then we put this on. Okay, now this is correctly mounted on the engine side. So there is one clutch plate on the back side of the clutch. Here we will have the corks. That means we need a pressure plate. This is the correct plate to use. There are two of these plates. They are exactly similar. The first one you put with the lips upwards, like this. And then we need a clutch plate. Here. And then you need a pressure plate. And that's the second pressure plate, which is the same as the first one here. And this one you put the opposite side, the lips facing down. And then the last clutch plate, like this. Before you put on the top plate, you should put on this. Firstly, this one. Drop it in here. Go through, okay. And now this one. Could be a little bit fiddly. Maybe it's easier actually to... No, it's not. And this one's supposed to slide in between all the lips of the clutch plate, so you have to wiggle them around to get them in the perfect order, and this will align all the plates. There. Now it dropped in. You can see it's almost flush. So this is the complete assembly of the clutch. Top plate. Never tried this before, but I guess shouldn't be too hard. The cork has now boiled for about half an hour. I suppose it's smart to get them as even as possible into the plates, so we don't need to take off too much excess materials. So let's start by trying to push them in. I'm not sure whether we need some tools for this, or if you can just push them in by hand. Let's try. Yeah, quite soft. Try not to break them. Okay, yes, this should be okay. So now we are finished with the inner circle of the cork. So now we finished with the inner circle of the cork, and seems to be working okay. This looks good, and yeah, not 100%, but good enough. And we will sand this down and level it out when we are finished. And now we'll take the outer circle with the cork and put that in. Quite tedious work, so I guess using maybe 45 minutes for the small corks, and guess the same with the big ones. And I need to, before I was finished with the small cork, I needed to boil up the water once more, because it became quite difficult when the water was cooling down and the cork was cooling down, so it was much easier when the cork is very hot. And I can feel now that the bigger cork is much easier to install than the small cork. So now we've done some sanding on the clutch hub here, and I've done all the discs. So I just do a check and see how far we have come and if we need to do some more. So I just mount the clutch plates as they should be. Yeah, and you can already see that we are approximately 4 millimeters away from having the top clutch plate to be in place. So we need to do some, I do some more sanding here. Is the clutch. I've finished sanding the clutch plates. I finished sanding the clutch plates, and as you can see, this is how much I had to sand it down. Pretty much more than I thought. Yeah, they're pretty much the same. This one, as you saw, I had to take in the lathe. You can do this in many other ways, making a disc with a hole or something like that, but I have the lathe, so it was easy to just do that. Put it in the lathe and use sandpaper. Now I'm going to do a dry mount of the clutch just to see that the clutch plates doesn't go over the lips here. Take the back first. So this is the back side, that's the small side of where the small lips are. And this is the back plate, put it in like this. And then we, like this. So, and what I'm checking for here is that the lip of the plate doesn't go over here. If it does, this can spin. So I'm not sure now how much I have to take this down in order for this not to spin. I need to check how much the clutch releases first. So what I do now, I have sanded the cork down to a level where I have a little bit below flush on the clutch plates. I'm not sure if it's enough. I will check when I dry mount the clutch on the engine when it's ready. And I will take the clutch lever and check how much it releases and make sure that the discs does not spin. And then I put on this here. This one goes the opposite side. And now you have to align these marks. And what I found out is that at this point it's smart to put on, this one first. That, now that's inside. And now I put on this one before I put on the last clutch plates, because now it's easier for me to align the plates here. This is a bit fiddly. But I'm sure there it goes. Okay, so now this drop down, it's flush here. Now I put on the last clutch plate like that, and then the top plate. I don't put on the springs now. Now I'm checking that I'm a little bit below flush on the plates, which means there's a little room now for releasing the clutch and prevent the plates from spinning. I'm not sure if this is enough, but I'll leave it for this for now, and when I'm ready to dry mount the clutch on the engine, I will make sure that the plates does not spin when the clutch is fully in. I hope this will be enough. If it's not enough, I take the clutch out and I sand down the cork a little bit more. So that was the finished clutch, almost ready for install in the engine. So next movie, I think we will start to assemble the engine. Here's the engine parts polished, ready for mounting. Everything is vapor blasted. Pretty good surface on this.